I'm back. Here we are. Unholy Alliance by Peter Levenda. A history of Nazi involvement with the occult. Let's see. With a foreword by Norman Mailer. This is the second edition. It's been some time since I started reading it, and I stopped on page 82. Now, this morning I was watching one of my favorite cooking shows, Tasting History. This link is to an episode about saffron. Tasting History is great. I can't remember his name. Oh, come on. Almost had it. Max Miller. He shows a recipe from like Roman times, ancient Greece, medieval Europe, and talks about the history surrounding that recipe. Today's episode was about a spice called saffron, made from the little teeny tiny stigmas, the little thread-like parts inside a specific species of orchid. Now, saffron it's often added to rice. Whatever you cook it in, it adds an orange color and a distinctive flavor. Now, saffron is rather expensive, something like $10 a gram if you get the good stuff. Some of the best is from Spain, and supposedly the absolute best is from Persia, which is modern Iran, but I don't think I can get it here in the United States. I've been told that you can substitute cayenne pepper in small amounts, but it really is not the same. I've tried it. Saffron is not so peppery. Anyway, okay, so I'll write the title of the show, Tasting History with Max Miller. There we go. But this show right now is really about Unholy Alliance. I try to hold up books long enough for people like me who are slow to actually read what's on the cover. I get frustrated with people who just hold up the book and take it away. I'm old. It takes me a minute to focus, and I have no depth perception. Never have. So it takes a minute to orient my focus to see what's actually there. Now, one of the nice things about this book is some photographs in the middle. Here's an example. It's runes. The glare is hitting it. Runen, and then in runic writing, runen is German for runes. At the bottom, Nur. This is that Fraktur, like Old English, the S looks like an F. Nur Zonen, either Finnbern or Sinbern. Nur Zonen Zinbern, Raunen, no, Runen, I guess. It's hard to tell what these letters are. Ronen die Bruna. Well, die Zona is the sun. Nur is only. Raunen die Bruna. This is the cover of an issue of the German Spiritual Revelations and Science. And the Nazis apparently styled themselves as Knights Templar. This one. Ooh, wow. I can read a little German, but I would need my Langenscheid's dictionary for some of these. Anyway, it even has an artist's depiction of Montségur, where the last of the Cathars were slaughtered by the French king and his knights. Well, the king wasn't involved, he just gave the orders. The Templars, the Knights Templar, refused to participate in suppressing the Cathars, which was one of the reasons why they were persecuted. Okay, I haven't read this book in quite a while, so I some of the place names are unfamiliar. I don't remember them. But this is divided into, is it 3 parts? Yeah, 3 parts plus an epilogue. Part 1 is focused on the occult and the Order of the Temple of the East, sex, spies, and secret societies, 1934 to 39. Part 2 is the Black Order, the Ahnenerbe and the culture of the SS, quest for the Holy Grail, and so forth. Part 3, Witches' Sabbath in America. See, there's this place in Chile. I think it is. Might be Argentina. I think it's Chile. Chili, we call it, but that's actually a bowl of beans or meat or both with peppers in the sauce. Is Chile burning, the overthrow of Allende, the murder of Letelier, and the role of Colonia Dignidad. Colonia Dignidad is within Bariloche. Apparently, the legend is that this was the place where Hitler spent the rest of his life after the end of World War II. The legend is that Hitler escaped either on an aircraft or on a submarine and landed in South America, probably Argentina. Argentina did not declare war on Germany until World War II was pretty much ended. They were an ally of Hitler, but they declared war at the end so that they could accept political prisoners and prisoners of war. Well, hi, Randy. Randy Oliva. Hello. And so they were able to uh, capture, in air quotes, escaping Nazis and give them sanctuary. And, you know, I'm not convinced either way, but apparently the body found at the bunker was not Hitler's. So maybe he did not die in the bunker. I don't know about escaping to South America, but who knows? Um, once I've started the live stream, I can't share it. Anyway, this is my second podcast this morning, and it still is not my main 9 a.m. Pacific time podcast. It's just a sort of a bonus round. In the first one, I reviewed a novel about vampires. And in a sense, the Nazis are vampires. Now, the thing about Colonia Dignidad is that the people who live in that area are frightened and they stay away because apparently there are some experiments going on very much like those of Dr. Josef Mengele. And the legend is that Mengele was there at Colonia Dignidad experimenting on the local people, especially the children. By the way, Mengele's father, before Nazi Germany, just a German doctor, was known for going to Africa and basically slaughtering people because he wanted to improve the race of the Africans by eliminating those who were not good enough. So Nazism and the rabid anti-Jewish sentiments and racism against Eastern Europeans did not spring out of a clear blue sky. It has deep roots going back to Charles Darwin, who actually supported cleansing the race. What's the word? Eugenics. They try to make it sound like it's good genes. Good, and genetics. Well, The Origin of Species was published in 1859. We hadn't yet had our Civil War here in America. We had not yet freed the slaves. So Darwin was used as an excuse for black slavery and Irish slavery and Chinese slavery. Don't forget that. And don't forget that in World War II, President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, FDR, interned not only Japanese, but also Germans and Italians who were American citizens, many of them born here. They were considered inferior because they were not white Anglo-Saxon, Protestant, middle class or better men. Shame. And that was a Democrat. Of course, the Republicans haven't done much better or any better in some cases. Endless wars. The war on drugs, the war on poverty, we lost those. We didn't have to lose in Vietnam or Korea. Politicians made sure that we lost. And we've lost in Afghanistan and Iraq. And we're losing in Syria. And we made a mess of Libya, where we are supposedly not at war. They killed our ambassador brutally after torturing him. But we're not at war with them. It's horrible. So the Nazis, yeah, they were an extreme example. They were horrible. But our hands are not clean. We voted for these politicians. We sent our young men and now women into fruitless combat for no good reason. Well, Peter Levenda actually went to Colonia Dignidad and almost never came back. People have been known to disappear in that area due to some important international conference. He ended up simply kicked out of there, but alive and well. And he tells his story in Unholy Alliance. Another thing Peter Levenda did was, as a very young man, still in high school, he got involved with these breakaway priests who called them something like American Orthodox or Romanian Orthodox, or who knows. They broke off from the Eastern Orthodox Church, which is like Catholic, but no Pope. But the pomp and circumstance and the rituals and the incense and everything, they have it and more. But this breakaway group were apparently using their status as a church for cover. And some of their bishops had some connection not only to the John Kennedy assassination, JFK, our president, who was murdered in 1963, but they also had some connection to UFOs. Specifically, that one up in Puget Sound, the state of Washington, before the pilot, saw the craft skipping like saucers. Not long before that. And that pilot made contact with the witnesses to debris falling from the sky from a UFO. Well, apparently, that UFO incident really was a hoax. And it involved one of these bishops from the crazy church who was connected to New Orleans and the JFK assassination. I'm sorry I can't remember the names too well. I'm really out on a limb here. In the book, there's a quote from Thomas Mann. You probably know him as Thomas Mann. That is the secret delight and security of hell, that it is not to be informed on, that it is protected from speech, that it just is, but cannot be public in a newspaper, be brought by any word to critical knowledge. Let's see if there's an index here. Yes, there is. This book covers so many different topics. No wonder it's over 250 pages. Okay. Orthodox starts with O, right? N-O-P. He even talks about Blavatsky, blood ideology, conspiracy, Crowley. Well, he liked to be called Crowley. We call him Crowley. Aleister Crowley. Odessa, the organization of former SS officers. Come on. I'm not going to find it under Orthodox. Maybe it's under bishops. I'm just not good at names, especially this morning. Okay. Well, anyway, it's a fascinating book, and I hope to finish it. Hi, Morgan. Once again, this is not my main morning podcast. That starts in about half an hour. But I came to realize that I had all these books that I had promised to review. And yeah, I put reviews on my blog from time to time, but I thought I should talk about them on YouTube. I mean, it's been quite some time. But I think Unholy Alliance is a cautionary tale for those of us living through strange times today. We're unhinged. At every major election, we're forced to choose between Cinderella's stepsisters. Each one is uglier than the other. I think we made a mistake with the guy who's sitting in the White House now, but I'm fiddling with the mouse. It goes to sleep from time to time. Levenda, I don't know what he's up to. He's a very private person. I've actually met Walter Bosley and Joseph P. Farrell and some other people. Very few have met Peter Levenda. But he has done radio interviews. I've seen video interviews of him on YouTube. Oh, by the way, I'm going to be interviewed on July 30. That's a Friday, I think. Let's see. Today is the 20th. So this Friday will be 1, 2, 3. Yeah. It'll be a week from Friday on one of Solaris Blue Raven's shows. I forget which one. She has two, one on Friday and one on Saturday. So I'll try to get a link to that. Let's see. Facebook tends to crash my internet connection, but I have to go to the messenger. Okay, Solaris, Blue Raven. Link. Okay. Well, I don't have a link yet, but let's see. July 20 interview at 9 p.m. Pacific. Pacific hyperspace on K-Core 730. I don't seem to have a link. Let me see if I can find an internet link by going. Here we go. Yeah, I do have a link. I'll also be interviewed on Sunday by another show that I'm not familiar with, but I don't have that info yet. But on Friday, July 20, let me see. It's probably confusing because I typed in 9 p.m. Pacific, so let's do this. Hyperspace on K-Core. 7:30 is the date, July 30, of the program. And I will be on with Solaris Blue Raven. Let me type her moniker. Solaris Blue Raven. She's very mystical. I have one of her books somewhere. Let me see if it's handy. No. I'll have to find it. I think I know where it is, but it isn't easy to get to it at the moment. Oh, and thank you guys for the thumbs ups. I like thumbs up. Apparently, YouTube doesn't tell me if there's a thumbs down. I must have at least one. I've been doing this for a while. Anyway, of course, I'll be talking about Philip K. Dick since I was married to him. Oh, I should say hi to Oswald, not his real name. Anyway, I gotta switch gears and get ready for my regular podcast, which starts in 20 minutes. Oh, I'm on Great Granny's rocking chair. That's why I'm doing this back and forth. I have an office chair now. Someone gave me one, but I'm in the process of turning the furniture around so I get better lighting, and I haven't quite finished yet because I'm slow. Slower than ever, because even though it's been nearly a year since I broke my leg, it still isn't completely healed. That's what happens when you get old. I'm 67 now. That's pretty darn old. Well, Granny made it to 93, so I've got a ways to go. But I'm not a spring chicken anymore. Okay, so I forgot, and I was going to bring that up. Jeff Bezos, founder of Amazon, is flying to the edge of space and back today in his rocket ship with some specially selected companions. Isn't he kind of old to be doing that sort of thing? It isn't easy on your body. Even just to go on what they call the vomit comet. You know, when you first become weightless, it's kind of upsetting to your digestive system and a few other body systems. Anyway, I got to get off and get ready for the next show in about 20 minutes. So please come back in about 20 minutes. I did not promote these 2 early morning podcasts. So when I start the next one, I'll post a link on Facebook. But this one is coming to an end. By the time I get off, I'll be down to 15 minutes. So catch you guys in a little while. Bye.